Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Marco Music Spirit from In Production Studio. It's been a long time since I did one of these tutorials. Just been real busy. Went back to school. Just been real busy. Been working on a lot of projects and stuff like that. And I've been getting a lot of comments from people from Instagram messaging me and stuff like that, telling me to put out something a little newer. I think my last video was probably like 8 months to a year ago, so I think it's about time for me to put out something. So this particular mix that I have is a R&B track. It's a rendition of This Christmas, and it's by an artist that I work with almost every day. His name is Friday. And so I'll basically play the raw version of this track, and then I'll play the mixed version, and I'll show you how I went about getting this version. So I'm using Pro Tools for this tutorial, but it could be used, everything that I'm teaching today could be used on Logic, whatever DAW that you're using. So let's get started. So this is the raw version.
Hang all the mistletoe, I'm gonna get to know you better.
First thing I did was I made a vocal bus. He has 3 vocals that's right here. So I made a vocal bus. All of these are his mains. They're like punch-ins that he did. So I made a vocal bus. And first thing I added was this EQ right here. So let me play that.
Hang all the mistletoe, I'm gonna get to know you better.
So as you can see, it's a big difference. I cleaned up a lot of the muddiness that was in his vocals. Let me play that again for you.
Hang all the mistletoe, I'm gonna get to know you better.
Vocals sound much brighter now. It sits on top of the beat a little better. Let me play it with the instrumental. And now, as you can see, the vocals are still a little low, so you need a little presence. So I have this. By the way, these plugins that I'm using, they are all free plugins from Universal Audio, as long as you have one of their piece of hardware, whether it's their interface or one of their satellite units. So these are all free. So this next is the LA2A by Universal Audio that I'm using. So I kind of want to bring his vocals out, but giving it a certain texture and color. So what I did was I added this.
Hang all the mistletoe, I'm gonna get to know you better.
So his vocals sound very warm right there. Very up front. I'm kind of hitting the compressor pretty hard, the peak reduction pretty hard, and just a little bit gain.
Hang all the mistletoe, I'm gonna get to know you.
So as far as like, so that's all I did really to the vocals as far as like EQing and compression goes. So another thing I did was I made a what's it called, a aux for this effect, for a reverb effect, and this is what it sounds like with the reverb.
Hang all the mistletoe, I'm gonna get to know you better.
So that's what it sounds with, like the reverb. It gives the vocal a little bit more space, sitting right on top of the instrumental.
Hang all the mistletoe.
And this is another free plugin from Universal Audio. It's the Reverb Pro, and it sounds great. And what I did to this plugin was I added a EQ. This is from Waves actually. This EQ right here, Renaissance EQ, REQ. So I kind of wanted the reverb to be a bit brighter because it's a little dull. Let me let you listen to what it sounds like without the EQ.
Hang all the mistletoe, I'm gonna get to know you better.
So it kind of gave it a nice shiny high end. So the next thing I did to this was I added this effect called micro shift, and it's like a it's like it gives it like a chorus effect and kind of spreads out the vocals, but I added it to the reverb just so I could get this cool effect that I'm getting now. So
hang all the mistletoe.
You probably barely could hear it, but I'm going to exaggerate it just so you could hear what it's doing.
Hang all the mistletoe, I'm gonna get to know you better.
So as you can see, it's adding much more color to the vocals and to the reverb. So that's all I did. So you don't need much plugins, and all you need is the right plugins to. So for this, I basically used about 3 or 4 plugins to get the type of sound that I was looking for. As far as the main vocals go, let's go to the backgrounds.
Gonna get to know you better.
So for my backgrounds, I EQ'd all of them. I EQ'd all my backgrounds, and this is what my backgrounds sound like.
Gonna get to know you better.
So that sounds very warm, very bright at the same time. And what I did was I added an EQ, boosted the high end, took a lot of the muddiness off of the low end, and I did that on all 3 backgrounds. And I made a bus for all the backgrounds, and what I added was this compressor right here. So I'll bypass the compressor just so you can see what it's doing.
Gonna get to know you better.
So let me play the compressor.
Gonna get to know you better.
So the compressor is keeping everything in line. It's keeping everything in pocket. So I boosted the input a bit, boosted the output, and I have a pretty fast release just so the vocals are pretty punching. They're like right in your face.
Gonna get to know you better.
And I have like a medium attack on there. So what's kind of giving it its color is I have the micro shift on there again.
Gonna get to know you better. This Christmas.
And that's it for this tutorial. If you have any questions or have any comments, just leave all your comments below. And that's about it. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Follow me on Instagram at Music Spirit. And that's about it.
Hang all the mistletoe, I'm gonna get to know you better. This Christmas, evening as we trim the tree.